Everybody! I would just like to do a really quick tutorial on how to make a lovely flower cane. I'm going to use this orange and yellow Skinner blend in the centre of the flower, and I'll be using the red, white and blue for the petal. We're using a little bit of this to create spikes into the bottom of the petal, and some black to go around the top of the petal for definition before I wrap it in translucent. This is part of a set. I did show these in the previous video, but I'll just grab them now so you can have a quick look. So we have these beautiful, sorry, I'll bring them in, little flowers. These ones. Some of them are entirely new, and some of them, like this one, older flowers I had that I've cut into and changed so that they can have a translucent wrap around them. What I'll start off by doing is just taking my rolling pin and making this a little bit flatter for the first setting on my pasta machine. On my machine that's a number 1. Right, so I've got my roller, it's a bit covered in white. I've been preparing the white that I'm going to use to wrap the dandia. Okie dokie. Now I've left a tiny bit of white here rather than doing a proper triangle so that I could hopefully retain a little bit of this white in between the two colours. But we will see. I've been squishing Fimo for what feels like the entire weekend, trying to condition clay. I've got a couple more for a leaf cane that I'll be doing. That's just a really simple leaf cane. It's to match some forget-me-not flowers that I already have, and looking at the forget-me-not flower leaf, it is really simple, so I'm not even sure I'll be doing a tutorial for that one. Okay, so I'll probably silence this and speed it up while I just run it through the pasta machine. I'll be putting it in this way. I've just run it through once, folded it in half. I'm squeezing all of the air out, and I will be running it through again. Here we go. Well, I want to be trying to keep my colours fairly well lined up for now. Okay, this is going at different rates because the white's looking a lot softer than the blue. Let's just keep putting it through the machine in the same direction. And I will do this loads of times. I'm just going to scudge it down a little bit. I'll probably continue to do this off camera. I'll show you when it comes to time to shrink it and force it to do what I want it to do. Okay, so I'm just going to shrink this together a little bit. There we are. Now when I feed it through the pasta machine, I'm going to place my fingers either side to ensure it runs through at this sort of width. Looking lovely. So I will just even it up slightly for the next fold and run through the machine. I'm just trying to keep my white line fairly central. Okay. Now it's going to go back through the machine again. The folded end first, same direction every time. And take it through again. Just a couple more times. Beautiful. Just going to take it up to number 2 and run it through again. Oh yes, that's lovely. Okay, it's looking good. Quite pleased. I'll just take it in half. I'm going to bob this piece to one side until I'm ready to do something different with it. And I'm really quiet, but I'm tired and poorly. And as I say, I've been needing conditioning Fimo for days and my hands hurt. Whingy, 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 whingy. But I must get this done. As I said, it will be done by the weekend. Well, done after the weekend. Okay, so now I'm just going to fold it. I've folded it once. I'm going to fold it again. Beautiful. But really, I think I want to keep it about this width. But we will see. Oh, I could do with adjusting the setting again. Okay, so I'm going to give this one another fold. And then I'm going to send it through the pasta machine out that big air bubble. And this time I'll be sending it through blue first, like this. Make sure I'm on number 1 again. So I'm just going to proceed to stack it. Okay. I'm just going to take my rolling pin and gently encourage this blue to stretch out. What I'm going to do at this point is take some slices all lengthways. How many have we got? 8 pieces. And now I'm just going to get them and place them offset from each other, like so. It's all offset nicely there. I'm just going to gently squeeze it without bringing the tops in yet. Just down the sides. I want to keep these lines as straight as I can. And I'm just arching it like this. And all of the lines are coming together nicely. I'm going to slowly start shaping it into my petal shape. I'll chop this in half now and decide if I want to double it up. Wrong way around. Okay, you see how lovely that looks? It's really nice and distinct, because by the time I shrink this down into tiny little flowers, I want to be able to see some of this detail. I'll do it that way just because that's an interesting little point there. And now I'm just lining up the white line all the way down the side, so that when it comes to the end, it'll match up nicely. This little area here is where I'm going to be putting a yellow insert, because I want it to look like it's coming out of the centre of the flower slightly. So I'll do that. Just making it nice and triangle shaped. Okay, so we've got a lovely little triangle, and that's ready to go in here. I'm just going to make sure it's nicely open. There we are. Okay, so all I do at this point is take my sheet of black Fimo and wrap it around this petal cane from one side of the blue all the way over the top of the petal to the other side of the blue. Then you're going to need to reduce the cane until you have 8 pieces, roughly 3 inches each. It's going to make a gorgeous bright little flower. So there's 8 pieces. I'm just going to run the orange and yellow through the pasta machine, and then I'll be back. I've just run that through the pasta machine, literally only about 4 or 5 times, because I want you to be able to see some definition between the colours. All I'm going to do is begin rolling in this end. No, the wrong end. I'm going to take the orange end first, because I want a dark centre leading to the yellow that's in these, because it'll look like little spikes of the yellow coming out around the centre of the flower. So all I did off camera was finish rolling up that orange piece and reduce it down. Here's the 2 pieces. I'm just going to see how these are looking. Just in terms of how fat this centre wants to be. That's not far off at all. That's really not bad. So I will just give it a trim and then position these a bit more neatly. There we are. Come on, get off everybody. Ooh, lovely. So one trick I've found for reducing a cane is that, well, I find that the centre doesn't come out quite as quickly as the the outside of the cane does that you're manipulating. It has the warmth of your hands on it, so it does move faster. And it can sometimes leave it dipped in on the ends. So I just like to make my centrepiece just a tiny bit longer than it needs to be. And then my flowers I like to angle so that the centre's slightly pointed outwards. Okay, I'm just going to go through and make sure these are all a similar length and have pointed ends. So there we have it. Just going to place each one of these around this centrepiece. Which should end up just poking out slightly of each end. There we go. I'll just bob that there while I sort some translucent. This may take some time because it's gone rock solid and I'm filthy black. I had to go and touch it with my hands after mauling the black, didn't I? I should know better. Alright, so this is the translucent. It's in a lot better condition than the white because I only just bought it. And this is half a block that I've got here. And all I really want to do is soften it up a little bit in the machine and then roll myself some sausages to fill in these gaps. First of all though, I'll be taking little sheets rather than sausages. I'll just take some of that. And squish it flat for the pasta machine. And all I will do now is just flatten one side. Just opening up a section there. Just went around and added equal amounts of white into each gap, and now I took a second as well to roll out a sheet of the translucent. I'm just going to move this messy area. Okay. I'm just going to go around and place a sausage either side of each dark blue stripe. It's not dark blue, is it? It's black. Should really take a moment first, actually, just to go around this and scrape my filthy paw prints off. Just have we done that? That's all the way around. Loads nicer. Right, so now I'll just take these ones and bob them back on a couple of blues. Now that's done, I'm just going to run this sheet through the pasta machine again, make it a bit bigger. There we are. This should go around beautifully now. Right, so I'm just going to begin squishing this to get the air out of it. With that being such a thin layer, it's likely to want to get a couple of bubbles. I just like to give it a slight twist and pull, keeping these lines quite nice and even. We'll give it one cut in the middle. just so you can see how beautiful it is. Yeah, they're really pretty. Let's check you out. And we have beautiful. Yeah, they're really nice. Right, with that, I thank you all for joining me. I will show you this cane another time when it's been slightly reduced and when it's had another layer of translucent, and I will be back for the project that I'll be making with all of these beautiful flowers. Thank you all for joining me. Bye.